I am so glad I do not have to watch this movie again. What was the main character's name again? What's up guys, Cam here coming at you with another movie review. Today I am bringing you Jinn. This movie is written and directed by Ajmal Zahir Ahmed and stars Dominic Raines, Ray Park, and William Atherton. In a movie about another prophecy and a guy who's the chosen one and he has to fight this evil force and his recycled plotline. We've seen it a million times. This movie has seriously got to be one of the most dull, boring, forgettable movies that I have seen in a while. After the end credits started rolling, I did not remember a damn thing about this movie. Let's start a bit with the direction. I'd say the median shot length of this movie is maybe about 2 seconds. I mean, it is almost rhythmic. You can almost time it. Shot 1, 1, 2. Another shot, 1, 2. Another shot, 1, 2. I mean, it's so distracting if you sit there and count the seconds for how long each shot is. It's so distracting. And if there's one thing that I cannot stand about movies like this, it is expositional dialogue. Almost all of the dialogue of this movie is expositional. It is explaining the plot to us. It is telling us what the character has to do in order for the plot to advance. It is so annoying. And speaking of the protagonist, he is probably the most one-dimensional, disposable, absolutely lifeless protagonist I have seen in a while. Not since Sukiyaki Western Django. No. I will not even know. But there's really nothing that stands out about him. He's just there for the plot to revolve around, and he's just there to do the things that everybody's telling him to do, and there's nothing special about him. He has literally no personality whatsoever. He's just there to spew his dialogue, to advance the plot, and that is it. And he's supposedly some kind of chosen one in a prophecy that you don't even give a shit about. The prophecy is brought up so many times. He's the chosen one who will destroy this evil, and he's a guardian and whatever, and you just don't give a shit. Because your brain is pretty much already numbed out by all of the bad acting. Well, actually, maybe not bad acting, passable acting. It is passable at best. The passable acting, the expositional dialogue, by the time that you're given a chance to really sit down and give a crap about the plot, you just can't, because there's nothing there. There's just nothing going for it. And speaking of the acting, Ray Park, I am sorry dude, but you were so terribly miscast for this movie. Why would they cast an expert martial artist like Ray Park, a badass martial artist like Ray Park, into a movie that has no martial arts in it? He's just there to spew more expositional dialogue. It's just... There are plot points in this movie that are brought up like there's some kind of big deal, but they're just completely glanced over as the movie goes on. Like, this protagonist has a necklace around his neck that's supposed to be some kind of protection or something, but it offers him no protection whatsoever. It's mentioned once, maybe twice, and then it's completely forgotten about for the entire rest of the movie, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't progress the plot at all. It's just there to make something feel important about the movie, but nothing feels important about this movie. It is so dull and so lifeless. I mean, this movie fails This movie fails 100% to make you care about the plot, to make you care about the characters, to make you care about the conflicts that are going on. You don't care. Now, as much as I'm ragging on this movie, don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. It is not a terrible movie like Sukiyaki Western Django was. You can sit there and watch it and make it through the movie and not feel like you're going to rip your heart out. Whereas Sukiyaki Western Django was just... kind of movie, and it's passable at best. It is a passable movie. It is an average movie. It is so average and so forgettable. You'll probably find it on like a shelf in Walmart, look at it, look at the back of it, read the plot, and just put it down and forget that you ever saw it. But unfortunately, I had to sit down and watch this movie because I love you guys and I want to bring you guys quality content. And since this is Bad Movie Month, I'm gonna have to subject myself to this a few more times. With all that being said, I'm going to give Jinn a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10. Yeah, it's a pretty bad score for a pretty bad movie. Well guys, spoiler alert, I will be giving you my top 3 favorite scenes out of Jinn. The reason I'm giving you only top 3 is because, not counting the end credits, this movie only makes it to about an hour and 20 minutes. So there's not really a lot going on. Like literally, in this movie, hardly anything happens. So I'll be giving you my top 3 favorite scenes. I wish I could give you my top 3 laughable and horrible scenes like I did for my last bad movie review. But unfortunately, this movie just is not bad enough. But I'm sure soon later this month, something will be. Starting off with number 3, the Chilla. Yeah, I guess this Chilla is something that the protagonist has to do. It's like some test to prove whether or not he's the right guardian or whether or not he's the chosen one and whatever. Whatever. You don't care. Just whatever. And at times, it's actually kind of interesting. He's transported back and forth between dimensions, and he has hallucinations and visions of his wife, and she's all bloody and whatever. And it's okay when it happens. It is actually probably one of the more engaging parts of this movie. He has to sit there in a circle of holy water and recite this prayer over and over again and not open his eyes and not be convinced by the things that he's seeing. And it's actually okay. It is okay. Just okay. Number 2, Ray Park's one badass scene. And honestly, I can't even say that it's a badass scene because Ray Park doesn't even get the opportunity to really show us his martial arts prowess in this movie. He's just kind of doing little spins here and there and punching the evil out of people because I guess they're being chased by a bunch of people that are infected with this evil that's going around or whatever. I honestly have no idea. It's never explained. And the entire scene is shot in slow motion and Ray Park is going around literally punching the evil out of people. Like it appears as a dark mist behind their back whenever he punches them in the stomach. And it's okay. I mean, probably, honestly, the most badass thing about this scene is, but right before it happens, Ray Park stands there, closes his eyes, and opens them, and his eyes are like bright electric blue. And I think that's okay. It looks cool. That look kind of suits Ray Park, but man, you were so miscast for this movie. I wish that there was more of you. I wish that you did more things rather than just a punch here and there and a kick here and there. Why couldn't you be like Star Wars The Phantom Menace? Or why couldn't you even be like G.I. Joe for fuck's sake, where you actually had some martial arts things to do? Number 1, the end credits. I loved when the end credits popped up on this scene because I just wanted this movie to end. This movie is so dull that I literally stood up and clapped whenever the end credits popped up because I was so glad that this movie was over. I have nothing else to say. That is my favorite scene about this movie. Oh, that's it. I cannot keep talking about this movie. Please. Don't watch this movie. You are not going to have any kind of fun with this movie. You're not going to remember a damn thing about it after it's over. Just please avoid this movie. It's on Netflix if you do want to watch it, but you'll be wasting your time. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed watching me flip out over this damn movie. And as always, I will see you in my next review.